When I was a student at Seattle University many years ago, I was attacked on my way home on Broadway and Madison. A few months later, I was attacked on Pike and 6th on my way home from Seattle University. And that was at 6 p.m. on a weekday, many people around. My first one was at 2 p.m. on a Thursday, also broad daylight. A few years later, I started working at Microsoft as a software engineer. And some of this continued. I faced a lot of verbal abuse. I had things thrown at me, my hijab tugged at. And the shocking thing of all of this is that I have 2 black belts in martial arts. I've trained in 7 martial arts, and I have 15 years of martial arts training. So how is it that a person who has so much training in safety is the most unsafe person? I noticed this trend with other people as well. One of my friends, who is a first-degree black belt Krav Maga instructor, was in a domestic violence relationship. She was beaten every day by her partner, while she was a first-degree black belt Krav Maga instructor, and her partner had no training. So I noticed this pattern over and over, and I thought there's a missing link. How is it that we who are so well trained are finding ourselves in such unsafe situations? And the answer to that is empowerment. What we're missing is empowerment, internal empowerment that builds our self-worth, self-esteem, self-confidence to not be in such relationships, personal relationships or professional relationships, the ability to speak up, the ability to de-escalate, have conversations. And external empowerment, the way we show up in our body, in our voice, how we speak. People take 3 to 5 seconds to make a judgment about someone. I'm sure when you started watching this video, unconsciously, you didn't realize this, you made a judgment in 3 to 5 seconds of the kind of person I am. We all do this. So empowerment is the key to our safety. There's a direct correlation between people who are empowered and those who are safe. Empowered people are safe, and disempowered people are usually unsafe. And I know this from personal experience too, because now that I have started my business and I'm on this journey of teaching safety and empowerment to people, I'm in situations now more than before that are unsafe. Yet I have never been attacked. So I know this firsthand, that empowerment plays a great role in creating our safety. Yet, this is not something we're taught. Not in high school, not in college. And empowerment creates great leaders. We go out there in the world, we raise kids, we teach children to become leaders, we create a just and humane society. Empowered leaders do. And we tend to be safe. Still, this skill is not taught. Now, Seattle University has a great foundation, the Voices for Change program, and many universities have something to that degree. UW has the RAD program. All colleges and universities have a foundational safety program. It's a great start. And yet we know that we need to build on top of it. Why? Because we still have a national safety crisis on college campuses. 26% of the female college students have sexual assault. 80% of that go unreported. And the numbers are even higher for minor offenses like verbal abuse or unwanted touching. So this is an issue we need to tackle because we're sending students out there in the world who will become leaders and impact change. So what do we do about this? That's where at Defense Ninjas, we've created this program for students to build their empowerment. Now, you might think this is great, but how do we do that? How do you change someone's mind? Well, I'll do a quick exercise with you just to give you an idea, a hint of what that looks like. So do this with me. Point your finger straight forward, and you're going to turn and see how far you can go. Okay, so you ready? Do this with me. I know it's tempting to just watch, but I promise you there will be a much bigger impact if you do this with me. So turn and see how far you can go. find that point of reference, and come back. Now, you're going to do the same thing, except you're going to imagine that you're flexible. Your arm is really loose. And say it with me. I can feel myself being flexible. I am flexible. And now start turning. I'm going to go so much farther than before. I am going so much farther than before. Look how much farther I've gone. And come back. Did you go farther? Yes, you did. Why? Because neuroplasticity, our brains are malleable. They can change. They can be trained. So think about that. In 30 seconds, I made you flexible. So if you give me 30 days, what can you accomplish